Hello, my friends. I'm here with another story. This one's called The Seventh Reset. In the year 2031, the world has already begun to spiral into chaos. The seventh reset, as the survivors called it, was not a singular event, but a cascade of collapse, economically, ecological, and sociological, that plunged humanity into a new ice age. Glaciers crept southward, swallowing cities, while the skies grew heavy with ash from volcanic eruptions triggered by shifting titanic plates. The air was bitter, the ground unyielding, and the remnant of civilization clung to viral enclaves, fighting for survival against a relentless enemy, an army of meth heads, driven mad by addiction and desperation, roaming the frozen waste like feral wolves. They weren't just junkies. The meth heads were something else, altered by a new strain of drug that had flooded the black market after the reset. It made them fearless, tireless, and unnervingly coordinated, as if some chemical hive mind bound them. They attacked in waves, wielding scavenged weapons and moving with a predator's instinct, their eyes glowing with a sickly yellow shine from the dim ash-choked sun. Communities fortified themselves behind iron and scrap, but the meth has always found a way through tunnels of our barricades owed simply by sheer number. So you don't have to just survive the ice age, you gotta survive the people that have gone primitive. The story begins in one such community, New Haven, a cluster of geothermic powered domes nested in what was once called Montana. By 2031, New Haven was home to 300 souls, engineers, farmers, and fighters who carved out a life powered by the Earth's fading warmth. They grew algae and mushrooms in hydroponic vats, trading salvage tech with other enclaves, and trained every child to shoot by age 10. Their leader, Myra, was a former climatology turned warlord, her face scarred from a meth head's ambush that took her brother. She ruled with a mix of pragmatism and paranoia, knowing the next attack would come any day. One frigid morning, a scout returned with grim news. A meth head horde larger than any seen before was massing in the ruins of old Bondsman, just 50 miles east. Worse, they were led by a figure that the scouts called the Yellow King, a towering meth head draped in tattered yellow robes, wielding a staff topped with a human skull. Whispers among the survivors spoke of the Yellow King as more than human, a prophet of the drug's strange alchemy, capable of bending the horde to his will. Myra knew Heaven couldn't ever stand a stage at that scale. They had to strike first. The community rallied, arming themselves with jerry-rigged fire flamethrowers, savage rifles, and blades forged from scrap. Myra devised a plan to lure the horde into a narrow canyon where her fighters could bottleneck and burn them. But the plan hinged on a risky gambit. A small town would infiltrate Bosman to assassinate the Yellow King, hoping to scatter the horde's unity. The team included Ellie, a sharpshooter with a vendetta against the meth heads for killing his family, and Carl, a young chemist who's been experimenting with a counteraction to the strain. hoping to disrupt the horde's chemical bound. The mission went far south, fast. In Bellsman's ruin, the town found not just meth heads, but altars, crude, blood-smeared structures adorned with Sukarian bones, pulsing with an eerie hum. The Yellow King wasn't just a leader, he was conducting some kind of ritual, drawing power from the drug and the land itself. When Ellie's bullet found the king's chest, the figure didn't fall. Instead, it turned, its eyes locking onto the team, and the horde swarmed with unnatural precision. Carl managed to deploy her counter agent, a gas that disrupts the myth's natural effect, but only slowed the horde, not stopping it. The team barely escaped, leaving behind two of their own. Back at New Haven, the horde attacked it as predicted, but the canyon trap worked. Flames and bullets cut down hundreds, and the counter agent weakened their coordination. Yet the Yellow King survived, retreating with a core of followers vowing revenge. New Haven held, but at a cost. Half the fighters were dead, the few reserves nearly gone. Myra, staring at the frozen horizon, knew this was only a reprieve. Fast forward to 2055. The Ice Age has deepened, the world now a tundra of ice and shadow. New Haven had grown into a federation of enclave, hardened by decades of war against the meth heads, who evolved into fractured cults whispering the Yellow King's legacy. Myra, now gray and wary, still led, her mind sharpened by loss. Cora, now a chief scientist, had perfected her counteragent, turned the tide in skirmishes, but never ended the threat. Ellie was gone, lost in the raid years prior, his rifle now mounted above Myra's command post. Then the moon disappeared. Going, what kind of happening now? 2055 and the moon disappears. It happened overnight. One evening, its pale light shone through the ash clouds. The next, it was gone. No explosion, no debris, just an empty sky where the moon once hung. Panic swept the enclave. The meth head cult saw it as a sign, proclaiming the Yellow King's apotheosis, apotheosis, and their attack surged. Carr's telescopes found no trace of the moon, but her instruments detected a faint rhythmic signal from its former orbit, a frequency matching the hum of the altars in Bozeman decades ago. Something or someone had taken the moon, and it wasn't natural. Myra convinced the Federation leaders theories abound aliens' intervention, a secret pre-reset weapon, or the meth head's ritual tapping into something cosmetic. Carl argued the signals suggested a technology beyond human king, probably linked to the drug's origins, which no one has ever traced. The Federation faced the choice: fortify and endure the escalating meth head assaults, or send a team to the signal source, a point in the Arctic where the moon last coordinated coordinators coordinators aligned. I'm never going to get these words. Myra chose the latter. She led a final expedition, herself, Carr, and a new generation of fighters north across the ice. They battered blizzards, meth head ambushes, and strange visions. Glimpses of the Yellow King, now a spectral figure in the auroras. At the Arctic site, they found a massive alien structure, half buried in ice, pulsing with the same hum as the altars. Inside, they discovered the truth. The moon hasn't vanished, it's just been relocated and folded into a pocket of space. by the structure's technology, part of an ancient experiment reactivated by the meth head's rituals. The yellow keen, or whatever it had become, was there, merged with the machine, trying to rewrite reality itself. The final stand was brutal. Myra's team fought through waves of meth heads, now aggravated by the structure's tech. The bodies twisted into grotesque, grotesque forms. Carl hacked the machine, rejecting its energy to collapse the pocket dimension, hoping to restore the moon. Myra faced the Yellow King in a duel atop the structure, her blade against its staff, the eyes crackling beneath them. With her last strain, she drove the blade into the king's core, disrupting the ritual. Core's gamble worked. The moon flickered back into orbit, and the structure detonated. 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 Swallowed the sight and light. When the survivors stumbled back to New Haven, only Carl and a few others remained. Myra was gone. Her sacrifice was about in the enclosed as legend. The myth heads leaderless fractured further. The threats diminished, but not gone. The moon hung low, its lights bright, but somehow changed, casting strange shadows. Carl, now leading New Haven, studied the signal's remnant, wondering if the experiment was truly over, or if something else was watching from the stars. The Ice Age endured, the war for survival continued, but the seventh reset had a new name. The Moonfall and a new heaven, they prepared for whatever came next. Well, if you like that future lake story, give me a thumbs up. Thank you.